Have you ever done everything right, lived clean, followed the rules, and still felt like something inside your body was slipping through your fingers? Maybe you wake up more tired than when you went to bed, or notice your eyes looking puffier, your energy thinner, your mornings heavier. You tell yourself it is just age, just stress, just life catching up to you. But what if I told you that these quiet little signs might not be random at all, and that they may be pointing towards something far more serious than anyone ever warned you about? Because here's the truth, almost no one in America hears in time. Your kidneys can lose nearly half of their function without giving you a single clear symptom. No sharp pain, no dramatic warning, nothing obvious enough to make you stop and think. And by the time your doctor casually mentions that your creatinine is a little bit high, the silent damage may have been building for years. That is the terrifying part, the part most people never realize until it is too late. Kidney decline is a stealth attack, slow, quiet, and brutally efficient. But before fear takes over, take a breath, because there is another side to this story, a side most people never get to hear soon enough. I am Dr. Richard Hale, and in the next few minutes I will show you exactly why your kidneys struggle in silence, what hidden triggers are accelerating that decline inside your daily routine, and most importantly, the simple science-backed choices that can help lower creatinine calm inflammation and give your kidneys the breathing room they desperately need to heal. Your body has been whispering for years today. You finally get to understand what it has been trying to say. Your kidneys are the quietest organs in your entire body, and that silence is exactly what makes them so dangerous when something starts to go wrong. They don't flare up like your joints or pound like your heart. They simply work until one day they don't. And the most frightening part is this kidney decline almost never announces itself. It slips in slowly, softly hidden beneath your daily routine, disguised as normal aging, normal fatigue, normal life. That's what happened to David, a 61-year-old former firefighter I once treated. He walked into my office strong, upbeat, absolutely convinced he was healthy. He hiked. He ate clean. He didn't smoke or drink. He felt better than most men his age. Yet when his labs came back, his creatinine was 1.9. He laughed and said, "Doc, that must be a mistake. I feel great." 3 months later, it climbed to 2.3. He hadn't changed a single habit, but his kidneys had been carrying a silent burden for years, quietly losing power behind the scenes, while his body hid every warning sign. And science confirms this pattern. According to the National Kidney Foundation, you can lose nearly 50% of your kidney function before you notice anything unusual. No swelling, no sharp pain, no dramatic signal. Nothing obvious enough to disrupt your day. It's like a house fire starting inside the walls. You don't see the flames until the damage is already severe. That's why creatinine matters. It isn't an early alert. It's the smoke escaping after the fire has been burning far too long. But even understanding this still isn't enough, because there's another hidden trigger silently accelerating kidney decline, and it's something most people unknowingly face every single morning. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because what comes next is the part almost everyone overlooks. And it may be the real reason your kidneys are getting weaker. And this is where things become even more unsettling, because the real danger doesn't always come from the foods you expect. Most people think kidney damage comes from junk food, processed meals, or salty snacks. But for millions of Americans, the trouble is hiding somewhere completely different, inside the very fruits they proudly eat every morning. Fruits that seem clean, natural, refreshing, yet for weakened kidneys, they can behave like silent landmines. I once treated a woman named Lisa, a 55-year-old marathon runner with a spotless lifestyle. No soda, no alcohol, no processed food. She told me she started every morning with what she believed was the perfect healthy plate: 2 bananas, a glass of orange juice, and half a melon. But her creatinine kept rising. She couldn't understand why she felt more tired after breakfast, not before it. When we looked deeper, the answer was painfully clear. Her morning ritual contained more potassium than her kidneys could safely clear. In a healthy person, that's manageable. But in someone with early kidney stress, that potassium builds up like an electrical overload waiting to strike. And that's just the beginning. High phosphorus fruits accelerate vascular calcification, making blood vessels stiff and brittle. In fructose, the natural sugar in fruit fuels inflammation and oxidative stress directly inside kidney tissue. Science backs this up. A study published in Diabetes Care found that people with compromised kidney function who consumed high-sugar fruits had a 28% faster decline in filtration rate. 28% from foods they believed were helping them. Think about how many Americans start their day the exact same way, believing they're doing something good for their bodies, while their kidneys silently struggle to keep up. So if you've ever felt bloated, unusually tired, or strangely drained after a healthy fruit bowl, you're not imagining it. Your body might be warning you about something you were never told to question in the first place. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the real breakthrough comes when you discover which fruits do the exact opposite, the ones that can actually help your kidneys begin to heal. And this is where the story shifts, because not all fruits work against your kidneys. Some actually support them in ways most people never hear about. And the simplest, most underestimated one is the apple. It's not exotic, not expensive, not trendy, but for struggling kidneys, it is one of the safest and most powerful choices you can make. I remember a patient named Harold, a retired truck driver who spent decades eating on the road. His creatinine was 1.9, and despite trying everything, nothing seemed to help. When we added just one medium apple a day, something remarkable happened. Over the next 3 months, his creatinine dropped to 1.6 and his bloating disappeared. He told me, "Doc, it feels like the apple is doing the work my kidneys can't." There's science behind that feeling. Apples are low in potassium, around 195 milliliters per fruit, making them safe even for people with stage 3 or 4 kidney issues. Their secret weapon is pectin, a soluble fiber that binds to toxins and excess phosphorus in your gut, pulling them out of your body before your kidneys ever have to deal with them. Studies in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases show that high pectin diets improve phosphorus control by 23%, and apple antioxidants like quercetin can reduce kidney-related inflammation by up to 35%. Simple, gentle, reliable, that's what makes apples a quiet powerhouse for kidney support. But knowing this alone still isn't enough, because the next fruit doesn't just protect your kidneys, it helps them fight back on a deeper cellular level. If apples give your kidneys a gentler workload, blueberries take things a step further. They don't just ease the burden, they help calm the internal storm that often destroys kidney function from the inside out. Tiny, dark, almost unassuming blueberries carry one of the most powerful healing compounds nature has ever created. I once worked with Susan, a retired teacher in her late 50s, who came to me confused and frustrated. She told me, "Dr. Hale, I cut out junk food. I walk every day. I even replace dessert with fruit. So why do my kidney numbers keep going up?" When we looked at her routine, the answer appeared instantly. Her daily smoothie was loaded with bananas and melons, fruits her weakened kidneys could no longer handle. We swapped them for just half a cup of blueberries 3 to 4 times a week. 6 months later, her filtration rate stabilized. No new medication, no complicated diet, just the right fruit. Blueberries thrive on one extraordinary advantage: anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep blue color. These antioxidants can cross the blood-kidney barrier, directly reaching inflamed tissue. Research in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that anthocyanins can reduce kidney-damaging inflammatory cytokines by up to 47%. Even better, blueberries improve insulin sensitivity and help regulate blood sugar, a critical factor since high glucose quietly destroys kidney blood vessels. Fresh or frozen, both work beautifully, and the impact they have on overall kidney stability is far greater than their size suggests. But knowing this alone still isn't enough, because the next fruit doesn't just protect or calm, it activates your body's own repair system in a way most people have never heard of. And if blueberries act like quiet guardians protecting your kidneys, red grapes take the mission even deeper. They help your body repair itself from the inside out. These small, ruby-colored fruits look simple, almost ordinary, but inside their thin skins is one of the most extraordinary compounds ever studied in kidney health: resveratrol. One of my patients, Mark, a 58-year-old warehouse supervisor, came to me exhausted, frustrated, and certain he was doing everything wrong. His creatinine had been slowly creeping up, and despite trying new diets and cutting out salt, nothing changed. When we reviewed his meals, I noticed he rarely ate fruits with high antioxidant power. So we added a small handful, about 15 to 20 red or purple grapes, just 3 times a week. 3 months later, his numbers finally stabilized, and for the first time, he told me, "Doc, I feel lighter. Like my body isn't fighting itself anymore." That feeling makes perfect sense. Resveratrol activates SIRT1, a longevity gene responsible for cell repair DNA protection and improved blood flow in microscopic kidney vessels. A study in Kidney International found that resveratrol intake, equivalent to one handful of red grapes, improved kidney function by 22% over 6 months. The polyphenols in the skins keep blood vessels flexible, reduce inflammation, and support a more efficient filtration system, exactly what aging kidneys desperately need. Just remember, never peel them. The skin holds nearly all the healing power. But knowing this alone still isn't enough, because the next fruit doesn't just support or repair, it helps sweep away what's been clogging your kidneys for years. If red grapes help switch on your body's repair system, pineapple performs a completely different kind of miracle. It gently clears away the inflammation and debris your kidneys have been struggling with for years. Bright tropical and often misunderstood pineapple is one of the few fruits that cleans without overwhelming heals, without overloading, and refreshes your kidneys in a way most people never expect. I once worked with Maria, a 64-year-old grandmother who battled constant bloating and fatigue. She tried everything: low salt, more water, fewer snacks, but nothing made her feel lighter. When we added half to 1 cup of fresh pineapple just 2 or 3 times a week, the change was almost immediate. Her swelling reduced, her energy returned, and within weeks her creatinine began inching downward. She told me, "It feels like my kidneys finally exhaled." That relief has a scientific explanation. Pineapple is naturally low in potassium, around 100 nanomoles per cup, making it one of the safest sweet fruits for weakened kidneys. But its real power lies in bromelain, an enzyme concentrated in the fibrous core. Bromelain breaks down inflammatory proteins and helps unclog stressed kidney tissue. A study in Biotechnology Research International found that bromelain reduced kidney-related inflammatory markers by 42%, while improving filtration efficiency. Combined with its natural vitamin C content, pineapple offers protection and cleansing in one gentle package. Just make sure its fresh canned pineapple loses almost all of its bromelain. But even this isn't the whole story, because the real transformation happens when these fruits are used together in the right rhythm, a weekly system that can change how your kidneys heal. And this is where everything comes together, because eating the right fruits isn't just about choosing them, it's about using them in the right rhythm. Your kidneys don't heal through chaos or random choices. They heal through consistency, balance, and predictable patterns your body can trust. That's why the weekly rotation system works so well. It gives your kidneys a schedule, a flow, a gentle cycle of filtering, calming, repairing, and cleansing, all without overwhelming them in the process. I taught this system to a patient named Mark, a 67-year-old retired engineer who felt stuck in a loop of rising creatinine and constant fatigue. He wasn't eating poorly. In fact, he was trying so hard to be healthy that he overloaded himself with the same fruits every day. When I introduced the rotation, he hesitated. "Doc, can something this simple really make a difference?" 3 months later, his creatinine had dropped from 1.9 to 1. His swelling faded, and he told me, "For the first time in years, my body feels like it's working with me, not against me." Here's why the rotation works. Mondays and Thursdays are apple days, a gentle filtration phase. One medium apple with the peel helps bind phosphorus and toxins, giving your kidneys a lighter load. Tuesdays and Fridays bring in blueberry days, the anti-inflammatory phase. Half a cup calms oxidative stress and supports healthy blood flow. Wednesdays belong to red grapes, the cellular repair phase. Their resveratrol activates SIRT1, the longevity gene that helps restore damaged kidney tissue. And weekends are pineapple days, the cleansing phase. Fresh pineapple aids hydration, reduces inflammatory buildup, and sweeps away what your kidneys can't process efficiently. This rhythm creates a healing cycle your kidneys can follow naturally. Filter, calm, repair, cleanse, repeat. It prevents nutrient overload, avoids potassium spikes, supports blood sugar balance, and keeps inflammation in check. Even better, it gives your kidneys predictable rest windows, something they rarely get in the average American diet. Science supports this. Studies consistently show that consistent structured dietary patterns improve kidney stability more effectively than random healthy habits. It's the difference between noise and harmony. Your kidneys perform best when you give them a daily pattern they can depend on. If you've ever struggled with sticking to a kidney-friendly routine, this system removes the guesswork. Prepare apple slices soaked in lemon water, batch portion blueberries into small containers, keep fresh grapes chilled, and pre-cut pineapple for weekend use. Small acts of preparation become long-term protection. But even knowing this still isn't enough because your kidneys need more than just smart food choices. They need the lifestyle habits that determine whether your numbers keep rising or finally begin to fall. And while the weekly rotation system lays a powerful foundation, your kidneys need something even more important than food. They need the lifestyle that protects every fragile blood vessel running through them. Food is your anchor, but lifestyle is your amplifier. It determines whether your kidneys stay stable, slowly decline, or finally begin to recover. Most people never connect these dots yet. The truth is simple. What you do every single day matters just as much as what you eat. I remember a patient named Evelyn, a 72-year-old retired nurse, who had done everything right with her diet. She followed the rotation perfectly, stayed active, drank plenty of water, yet her creatinine still hovered around 1.8. Nothing seemed to move. When we talked longer, the missing piece became painfully obvious. She was eating well, but her lifestyle was silently working against her. She slept only 5 hours a night. She added just a little salt to her meals because food tasted bland. And her stress levels were through the roof after caring for her husband. When we addressed those things, everything shifted. 3 months later, her creatinine dropped to 1.5 and her blood pressure finally stabilized. That transformation isn't magic, it's physiology. Sodium control matters because excess salt narrows the tiny blood vessels in your kidneys. Research shows that reducing sodium by even 1 teaspoon a day can meaningfully drop kidney pressure and slow decline. Protein moderation helps because too much protein creates a nitrogen waste that weakened kidneys struggle to filter. You don't have to cut protein, just space it out through the day, so your kidneys are never overloaded all at once. Hydration balance is critical. Not too much, not too little. The goal is pale yellow urine, not chugging gallons hoping to flush toxins. Overhydration actually dilutes sodium and forces your kidneys to work harder, not easier. And perhaps the most underestimated factor is stress and sleep. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, and high cortisol raises blood pressure and blood sugar, two of the fastest ways to damage kidney filtration. Sleep is the opposite. Sleep is when your kidneys repair. Missing sleep is like forcing 2 workers to work double shifts without rest. Science supports all of this. Studies from Johns Hopkins and the National Kidney Foundation repeatedly show that reducing stress, moderating sodium spacing protein, and maintaining steady hydration can stabilize GFR and slow creatinine rise more effectively than diet alone. So if you've ever felt like you're doing everything right and still not seeing improvement, this may be why. Food can only do so much. Lifestyle completes the system, giving your kidneys the space, rest, and support they need to breathe again. But even understanding this still isn't enough, because the final message, the one most people never hear, could decide whether your kidneys stay stable for years or slip quietly toward dialysis. If you've made it all the way to this point, it already tells me something powerful about you. It tells me you're not passive about your health. You're not waiting for a crisis. You're choosing to understand your body before it cries out for help. And that single choice puts you miles ahead of most people. Your kidneys are not fragile. They are resilient, patient, and unbelievably hardworking. And the fact that you're here means you're finally giving them the support they've quietly needed for years. But don't let this be the last moment you take action. Save this video so you can come back to it whenever you feel overwhelmed, whenever your numbers worry you, or whenever you just need to remember that healing is possible. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because every week I share new medical insights. Not vague tips, not recycled information, but real science-backed guidance to help you protect your kidneys, lower creatinine, improve GFR, and stay in control of your health as you age. The people who stay informed are the ones who stay ahead. Your kidneys don't need perfection. They need consistency. They need small, steady choices: an apple on the day you almost skipped it, a walk when you felt too tired, a glass of water when coffee sounded easier. These tiny decisions are what accumulate into healing. And no matter what your lab results say right now, you are not powerless. Your body is designed to recover. Every healthier choice you make sends a message to your kidneys: I'm with you. I'm fighting alongside you. So keep going, keep learning, keep choosing the habits that support the life you want to live. I'll be right here guiding you every step of the way. And until we talk again, take care of your kidneys because they've been taking care of you for a lifetime.